My name is Ed Warren, and what I'm about to share with you is a journey through darkness, a journey that tested the limits of our courage and resilience. It all began with a simple gift, an innocent-looking antique doll that would soon become the catalyst for a harrowing ordeal that would forever change the course of our lives. Sarah, my beloved wife, had always been drawn to the peculiarities of the past. So, when she stumbled upon the antique doll at a local flea market, she couldn't resist bringing it home. Little did we know, that decision would unleash a malevolent force that would threaten everything we held dear. At first, the strange occurrences were subtle: a creaking floorboard here, a flickering light there. We brushed them off as nothing more than quirks of an old house. But as the days turned into weeks, and the whispers in the night grew louder, we could no longer ignore the palpable sense of dread that hung in the air. Sarah was the first to notice, her once bright eyes clouded with fear. Yet, despite her trepidation, she refused to back down, determined to uncover the truth behind the doll's sinister presence. I'll never forget the look of determination in her eyes as she pored over dusty tomes and ancient manuscripts, searching for answers in the darkest corners of our home. As the malevolent force within our midst grew stronger, I found myself torn between fear and disbelief. But deep down, I knew that standing idly by was not an option. With Sarah by my side, I vowed to confront the darkness head-on, no matter the cost. Together, we delved into the doll's sordid past, unearthing a history fraught with pain and suffering. We discovered that it was once possessed by the spirit of a vengeful soul, seeking retribution for crimes long forgotten, but armed with the knowledge of its past. We refused to let the darkness consume us. Night after night, we waged war against the malevolent force that threatened to tear our family apart. We cleansed our home with sage and holy water, erected protective barriers to keep the darkness at bay. And though the battle was long and arduous, we refused to give up hope. In the end, it was Sarah's unwavering spirit that proved to be our greatest weapon. Through her courage and determination, we banished the darkness from our home, reclaiming the sense of peace and security that had eluded us for so long. But the scars of our ordeal run deep, serving as a constant reminder of the darkness that lurks just beyond the veil. Yet, through it all, we emerged stronger, more resilient than ever before, for in the face of adversity, it is not our strength or our cunning that defines us, but rather our ability to confront our fears with courage and resilience, emerging victorious on the other side.
My name is Daniel, and I have spent the better part of my life traversing the tumultuous waters of the ocean. Each wave and every gust of wind carries with it a story, a tale of survival against the unforgiving elements. But none of my past experiences could have prepared me for the bone-chilling encounter that awaited me on that fateful evening. It was a night like any other, or so I thought, as I set sail on my trusty fishing boat, the Sea Serpent. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the dark waters below. The air was thick with anticipation, as if nature itself was holding its breath, waiting for something ominous to unfold. As I navigated through the misty haze, my gaze was drawn to a distant silhouette ship. At first glance, it appeared to be just another vessel lost in the vast expanse of the sea. But as I drew nearer, a sense of dread washed over me like a crashing wave. There was something inherently wrong about this ship, something otherworldly. The closer I got, the more apparent it became that there was no life aboard. No crew scurrying about the deck, no lanterns casting their warm glow into the night. And yet, despite its apparent abandonment, the ship moved with an unsettling purpose, as if driven by some unseen force. Curiosity mingled with fear as I made the decision to board the ghostly vessel. With each step I took onto its weathered deck, the air grew colder, and the silence more profound. It was as if the very essence of life had been sucked from the ship. leaving behind only a hollow shell of its former self. As I ventured deeper into the bowels of the vessel, the sense of unease that had been gnawing at my insides grew stronger. Shadows danced along the walls, their movements fluid and menacing. Every creak and groan of the ship seemed to reverberate through my bones, filling me with a primal sense of dread. I stumbled upon the crew quarters, where rows of empty hammocks swayed gently in the breeze. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and a chill ran down my spine as I realized that I was not alone. Whispers echoed through the darkness, their words indistinct yet filled with an unmistakable sense of longing and despair. With a sense of urgency, I pressed on, my heart pounding in my chest like a drumbeat of impending doom. It was then that I saw her, a spectral figure standing at the helm, her form shimmering like moonlight on the water. Her eyes bore into mine, dark pools of sorrow that seemed to hold the weight of 1,000 lost souls. In that moment, I understood. The ghost ship was not simply a vessel adrift in the sea. It was a prison for the damned, a purgatory for those who had lost their way. And now, it seemed, I had become ensnared in its malevolent grip. With a newfound sense of determination, I fled from the ghost ship, the echoes of its haunting melody following me like a ghostly lament. But even as I sailed away into the safety of the night, I knew that the memory of the abyssal wanderer would haunt me forever, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the waves, waiting to claim the souls of the unwary.
My name is Alex, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that even the sweetest dreams can turn into the most haunting nightmares. It all began when I landed a job at the illustrious Chocoholic Haven Chocolate Factory from the outside. It gleamed like a beacon of sweetness in our town, promising endless delights to all who entered. But as I soon discovered, there was more to Chocoholic Haven than met the eye. The factory seemed to pulse with a strange energy, an almost palpable sense of unease that lingered in the air like a bad omen. Still, I brushed aside my misgivings, eager to dive headfirst into the world of chocolate making. Yet, as the days passed, peculiar incidents began to unfold. Chocolate bars went missing from the production line, and workers whispered in hushed tones about strange shadows darting through the corridors when no one was looking. Despite the rumors, I tried to convince myself that it was just the overactive imagination of a new employee adjusting to the factory's quirks. That is until one fateful night when curiosity got the better of me. Alone in the factory after hours, I found myself drawn to a forgotten corner hidden behind towering stacks of cocoa powder. There, tucked away from prying eyes, was a door covered in dust and cobwebs, its presence ominous and foreboding. Driven by a mixture of fear and fascination, I pushed open the door, revealing a sight that would forever haunt my dreams. The chamber beyond was like something out of a macabre fairy tale, a twisted, nightmarish version of Willy Wonka's chocolate paradise. But instead of candy-coated wonders, I found horrors beyond comprehension. In the dim light, I saw shelves lined not with chocolates, but with jars filled with strange, pulsating substances. And in the center of the room stood a massive cauldron, bubbling with a thick, viscous liquid that seemed to writhe and squirm of its own accord. But the true horror came when I realized the purpose of the chamber. It was a place of sacrifice, where unsuspecting souls were consumed to fuel the factory's insatiable appetite for sweetness. My blood ran cold as I realized the true nature of Chocoholic Haven, a facade of indulgence masking a darkness beyond imagination. Terrified and desperate to escape, I fled the factory, vowing never to return. But even now, as I try to put the horrors of that night behind me, I can't shake the feeling that Chocoholic Haven still holds sway over me, its malevolent presence lurking just beneath the surface of my dreams. For in the world of chocolate, not all sweetness is as it seems. And once you've tasted the darkness that lies within, there's no going back.